You are the cause of the cosmic manifestation, and you supply its material ingredients without being transformed. You create, maintain, and inhalitate this cosmic manifestation by yourself. Nevertheless, although you appear engaged in the material activities, you are the transcendental to all the material qualities. Consequently, these transcendental activities of yours are extremely difficult to understand. Text 35. These are our inquiries. The ordinary conditional soul is subjected to the material laws, and he thus requires the fruit of his actions. Does your lordship, like an ordinary human being, exist within this material world in a body produced by the material modes? Do you enjoy or suffer the good or bad results of action under the influence of time, past work, and so forth? Or, on the contrary, or your presence here only has a neutral witness who is self sufficient, free from all the material desires, and always full of spiritual potency. We certainly cannot understand your actual position. Text 36. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, all the contradictions can be reconciled in you. O Lord, since you are the Supreme Person, the receiver of the unlimited spiritual qualities, the Supreme Controller, your unlimited glories are inconceivable to the conditional souls. Many modern tele, uh, theologians argue about the right and wrong without knowing what is actual right. Their arguments are always false and their judgments inconceivable because they have no authorized evidence with which to gain the knowledge of you, because their minds are agitated by the scriptures containing the false conclusions. They are unable to understand the truth conquering you. Furthermore, because of the polluted eagerness to arrive at the right conclusions, their theories are incapable of revealing you, who are the transcendental to their material conceptions. You are one without a second, and therefore, in your contradictions like doing and not doing, happiness and distress are not contradictory. Your potency is so great that it can do and undo anything as you like with the help of that potency. What is impossible for you, since there is no duality in your constitutional position, you can do everything by the influence of your energy. Text 37. A rope causes fear for an bewildered person who consider it a snake, but not for the person who proper intelligence, who know it is to be only a rope. Similarly, you are has a super soul to in everyone's heart. Inspire fear or fearlessness according to one's intelligence, but in you there is no duality. Text 37. With deliberations, one who sees that the Supreme Soul, although manifested in the different ways, is actually the basic principle of everything. The total material energy is cause of the material manifestation, but the material energy is caused by him. Therefore, he is the cause of all the causes, the manifester of the intelligence and the senses. He is the received as the super soul of everything. Without him, everything would be dead. You has that super soul and the super control and the supreme controller are the only one remaining. 639. Therefore, O killer of the Madhu demon, instant transcendental bliss flow in the minds of those who have even one tasted but a drop of the nectar from the ocean of your glories. Such exalted devotee forgot the tiny reflection of so-called material happiness produced from the material sense of the sight and sound, free from all the desires. Such devotees are the real friends of all the living entities, offering their minds unto you and enjoying the transcendental bliss. They are expert in achieving the real goals of life. O Lord, you are the soul and dear friend of such devotee who never need return to this material world. How could they give up the engagement in your devotional service? Text 40th. O Lord, O personified three worlds, Father of the three worlds, O strength of the three worlds, in the form of the Vamana incarnation, O three-eyed form of Narasimhadev, O most beautiful person within the three worlds, everything and everyone, include the human being and even the Daitas, demon, and the Danavas, is but an expansion of your energy. O supremely powerful one, you have always appeared in your form as the various incarnation to punish the demons as soon as they become very powerful. You appeared as a Lord Vamanadev, Lord Rama, and Lord Krishna. You appear sometimes as an animal like a Lord Moor, sometimes a mixed incarnation like a Lord Nasimadev and Lord Hygriva, and sometimes an aquatic like Lord Fish and Lord Tortoise. Assuming such various forms, you have always punished the demons and Danavas. We therefore pray that your Lordship appeared today as another incarnation. If you desire to kill the great demon, Vatrasura, Text 41. O Supreme Protector, O Grandfather, O Supreme Pure, O Lord, we, we are all surrendered souls at your lotus feet. Indeed, our mind are bounded to your lotus feet in meditating by the chains of love. Now please manifestate your incarnation, accepting us as your own eternal servants and the devotees. Be pleased with us and sympathetic towards us by your love-filled glance, with its cool and pleasing smile by sympathy, and by the sweet nectarian words emanating from your beautiful face. Free us from the anxiety caused by the Vatrasava, who always pains the course of our hearts. Text 42. O Lord, as a small spark of a fire cannot possibly perform the actions of the whole fire, we spark, we spark of your lordship cannot inform you of the necessities of our lives. You are the complete whole. Therefore, of what do we need to inform you? We know you know everything because you are the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, the maintainer and the inheritor of the entire universal creation. You always engage in your pastimes with your spiritual and the material energies. For you are the controller of all these wave energies. You exist within all the living entities within the cosmic manifestation and also beyond them. You exist eternally has Parabrahma and externally has an ingredient of the material creation. Therefore, although manifested in the various stages at different times and places and in the various bodies, you, the personality of Godhead, are the original causes of all the causes. Indeed, you are the original element. You are the witness of all the activities, but because you are as great as the sky, you are never touched by any of them. You are the witness of everything as Parabrahma and Paramatma. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, nothing is unknown to you. Text 43. Dear Lord, you are the omniscient, and therefore you know very well why we have taken the shelter at your lotus feet, which provides shade that gives relief from all the material disturbances. Since you are the supreme spiritual master and you know everything, we have sought shelter of your lotus feet for instructions. Please give us relief by counteracting our present distress. Your lotus feet are the only shelter for a fully surrendered devotees and are the only means of the subduing all the tribulations of the material world. Text 44. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Controller, O Krishna, please annihilate this dangerous demon, Uttarasaga, Tvasta's son, who have already swallowed all your weapons, our paraphernalia for fighting, and our strength and the influence. Thank you so much, everybody. Gopijana Priya Mataji, whenever you're ready, please take over, Mataji. I'll stop sharing. You can share your screen.
Sorry, I was talking on mute. Thank you so much, Mataji, for reading the translations. Let's start with brief prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishnaprestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम रामा हरे हरे. Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Good. We are continuing to hear from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 9, verses 34th to 44th. So we have been hearing in this section of Bhagavatam how Indra has failed to recognize his spiritual master Brihaspati, and he purposefully did not respect him. Because of that offense towards his spiritual master, he had to undergo he is easily defeated by demons. And because of that, he lamented and he approached Lord Brahma with his associates. Lord Brahma has chastised Indra, and he also suggested that to approach Vishwarupa. So Vishwarupa is coming from, he is the son of Tvasta, and his mother is from demonic dynasty. So is a very elevated personality, and he immediately accepted Indra's request to become their priest. And also he teaches Narayana Kavacha to Indra. So later on, Indra came to know that because Shrupa has some affection towards demons, he was secretly offering oblations to the demons also in the sacrifice. So Indra became so fearful and he became angry. He killed Vishwarupa. He cut out the three heads that Vishwarupa had. And as a result of that, he had to suffer sinful reactions for 1 year. And later he distributed all those reactions to different living entities like earth, trees, water, women. So, and further, Tvasta, who is the father of Vishwarupa, he became angry for the Indra's ungratefulness act, and he performed a sacrifice with an intention that to produce a child who can kill Indra. Unfortunately, he has chanted Vedic hymns in a wrong way, because of which he produced a child who is going to be killed by Indra. Instead of killing Indra, he is going to be killed by Indra. He is none other than Rudrasur. And who is this Rudrasur and what is his past life, we'll be discussing in the later chapters. But he's a very fearful personality. The descriptions are also given in Srimad Bhagavatam. And so when Devatas approached to fight with Rudrasur, he started swallowing all their weapons, paraphernalia. This bewildered Devatas, and also with so much fear, they approached Lord Vishnu, and they started offering prayers to Lord Vishnu in different ways. You might have noticed that the translations are also very long, and all the aspects of Supreme Lord, how, and we will discuss today some of those prayers. And they offered prayers to have darshan of Supreme Lord, and how he is the cause of all causes, how how he creates, maintains. So those descriptions are coming up, and finally they requested to take darshan of Supreme Lord. So Supreme Lord appeared to them, and now they're continuing their offering prayers. They offered their dandavats and continuing their prayers to Lord Vishnu. So that section we will be seeing it today. Let me share the screen. So we're doing from 34th. So they are saying that because translations are very long and purports are also very long. We'll be emphasizing on some of the aspects, but it is these are, I feel reading, they have parallel verses in Bhagavad Gita. So, and also purport also Prabhupada has given so many quotes and references how to substantiate all these translations. So they are saying that, oh Lord, you don't have any material body and you don't need any approval or any cooperation from us. And you are the cause of all this cosmic manifestation. You supply all the ingredients and you create, maintain, annihilate, even though you appear that you are engaging in all these material activities with the creation, maintenance, annihilation, and you are the cause of this cosmic manifestation, but your activities are always transcendental. But these transcendental activities are extremely difficult to understand, especially for the conditioned souls. And it is very, very difficult to understand his transcendental activities. So purport Prabhupada has elaborated on the point that how Krishna is situated in Goloka Vrindavan, Bhavan, Goka eva vasati akilatma bhuto. And also, it is said that Krishna never step out of Vrindavan. Vrindavanam parityajya padam ekam nagachyati. And at the same time, even though he is situated eternally in Goloka Vrindavan, nevertheless, he still pervades, he all pervading in this universe. And therefore, he is present everywhere. So Krishna also says that in Bhagavad Gita that Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina. So he spread everywhere. And but for conditioned souls, it is very difficult to understand. Whereas for devotees, it is they have right understanding that Krishna is present in his eternal abode Goloka Vrindavan, as well as he is all pervasive. And but according to Mayavadi philosophies, what they think is because is the absolute truth itself is all pervasive. So there is no need of a form, and he distributes everywhere. So, but it is untrue. It is again, they don't have understanding of Krishna. And as for devotees, they know that Krishna is Bhagavan as well as he is all pervasive. That's why it is very difficult to understand. So Devatas are also praying that Durva Bodha. It's very difficult to understand, even though for the lens scholars, Mayavadis, who has good understanding about Brahman feature, all pervasive, but they will not have understanding of Bhagavan feature. That's very unfortunate. And 35th sloka, they're continuing their prayers, that they're giving the contrast between conditioned soul versus Supreme Lord. So, conditioned soul is subject to all the laws of the material nature, and he has to undergo suffering and enjoyment based on actions, and the fruitive results are guaranteed because the conditioned souls always engage in the pious and impious activities. But whereas for Supreme Lord, he's beyond all these fruitive results, and he does not have to suffer good or bad results. He's beyond influence of time. And on the contrary, he is the neutral witness who is self-sufficient, who is Atma Rama, and free from all the material desires. We certainly cannot understand your actual position. Now, they're saying that we cannot understand you, Krishna. And in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna says that great sages, devatas, they also cannot understand me. Now they're saying the same thing. We cannot understand you. In the purport, Prabhupada explains about why Krishna comes to this material world. We know that Paritranaya Sadhuna Vinasaya Dushkritam. So, in order to protect the devotees and kill the demons or non devotees, he appears in this material world in every yuga, right? So whether he is protecting or he is punishing, it is favor only. He is bestowing his favor equally to all the conditioned souls, to all the living beings. So the activities that he does, killing, punishing, it doesn't yield the results of pious or impious activities, because his activities are transcendental and he's always full in his spiritual potency. And he's never contaminated by so-called sinful activities. Apapa with them. And here I also heard as well as read in one of the Srila Prabhupada small book that whatever Krishna's activities, whether he is killing a demon, protecting devotee, whether he is drinking milk from his mother Yashoda, or crying for milk, run away from the battlefield, or when he kills the demons, and also he for the protection of all the Vasis. So whether he's tending cows, he's playing with his Saka friends, everything is transcendental, everything is absolute platform, and running away from from the fear of Kamsa, from Madura to Vrindavan, and everything we will discuss in the next sloka also. All are absolute and transcendental. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu Name Dveshosti na Priyaha. So I'm equal to everyone. So even though I'm killing demons or protecting devotees, that is his favor only. I'm equal to everyone. No one is my enemy and no one is my friend. And immediately he says that E bhajanti tumam bhaktya maite teshu chapya. And fully surrenders unto me, I give them special attention. So how here Krishna does not suffer good or bad results. The relevant verse here is from Bhagavad Gita. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha itimam yu abhijanati karma bhi na sabadhyate. So Krishna, he will never bind for the work that he does, and he will never aspire for the results of the work. But conditioned souls, they do. They do for the work. They do some work for the purpose of piety, and also for the impious work they have to suffer. For the pious work they have to enjoy. But who understand that Krishna is not bound by this work, and who does not aspire for the results, they also become free from the entanglement of all these fruitive results. Krishna and Devatas are saying the same thing, but still we cannot understand you. 36th verse. Here they're praying that all the contradictions can be reconciled in you. All the contradictions, just like I mentioned now, that whether Krishna is showing his prowess or showing his dependence on his devotees, whether he's a simple cowhead boy dress or grand majesty dress in Dwaraka, or whether he's a chariot driver or messenger, or carrier of Nanda Maharaj slippers on his head, or whether he's crying from the fear because of the fear of his mother Yashoda that she might beat her. So, or whether whether he's killing the demons with so much strength and power, everything is reconciled. There are no contradictions, and purport also Prabhupada writes how there is no contradiction. And you are the supreme person, you are reservoir of all the spiritual activities, and your potency is great. The contradictions appear like doing, not doing, right? And sometimes it's a weakness. He's a neutral judge. He's not doing anything, and he's doing. He's inspiring all the living entities from his from as a super soul within the heart. And whether he's happy or distressed, they're all not contradictory. And what is impossible for you, you can do anything and everything by the influence of your energy. And but unfortunately, some of the many modern theologians, they argue that what is right and that what is wrong without knowing actually what is right. So their arguments are false, their judgments are inconclusive. And because of why it is happening, because of their polluted to arrive So they will come to the wrong conclusion. So that is their, they don't surrender to Krishna. And because of their so-called intelligence, they try to understand and they do all these false arguments, due to which they come to wrong conclusions, Devatas are saying. And purport, Prabhupada writes that how Krishna is Atma Rama, his transcendental bliss, and how all these contradictions are resolved, are reconciled in Supreme Lord. And actually, Prabhupada says that there is no such thing that contradiction in Supreme Lord. So the meaning itself, that is the meaning of his being supreme. And he's all powerful. He enjoys both killing and protecting. So he is Atmarama. And whether it is happiness, distress, all these contradictions are impossible in him, because everything emanated from him only. And he is a reservoir of all the knowledge, potency, strength, opulence, influence, and there is no limit to his powers. So because everything is emanated from Krishna, all these acts, and is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is no such a thing that contradiction in Supreme Lord. Not only in Supreme Lord, in pure devotees also, we don't see this duality, whether they're suffering, whether they're enjoying on the material platform. An example is given here that in Vrindavan, gopis, they enjoyed the transcendental bliss of, having the company with the Supreme Lord when he was in Vrindavan. And at the same time, when Krishna and Balarama left for Madura, they also enjoyed the transcendental bliss in separation from him. Those are all on the spiritual platform, not on the material platform that we see. So, so they sometimes superficially said that I'm distressed, I'm unhappy, but whether it is union or separation, they are always Atmarama. Devotees are also Atmarama. They don't enjoy or suffer on the material platform. And 37th verse, here the analogy is given how by seeing a snake, some people get bewildered, that thinking that when some people see a rope, then people think that it is a snake, right? It is falsely mistake that it is a snake. But the person who is with the right knowledge, they know, no, it's just a rope. Similarly, when the super soul in everyone's heart, so he inspired fear or fearlessness according to their intelligence. But in you, there is no duality. So even though the living entity, because of their material modes and association, they inspire fear or fearlessness within the from super soul according to their own intelligence, but there is no duality within you. And purport Prabhupada has given that why somebody is being fear, somebody will not be fearful. So it is ye yatamam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. So as one surrenders unto me, I reward them accordingly. And Bhagavatam also says that bhayam dvitiyabhi nivesitaha syat. So why fear exists is because it is being absorbed in one who absorbed in duality, then fear exists. So the root cause is given why one becomes fearful. And but people understand people think that, unintelligent people think that there are contradictions in him. He's giving fear to some people, he's giving fearlessness to some people, but he is no contradiction. There is no contradiction. He is free from all this duality. Depending on the living entity, according to his own intelligence, he perceives fear or fearlessness. And 38th verse, they're saying that the actual principle is of everything is you. Whatever that we see, whatever that whatever it exists, the active principle is just you. And whereas the pradhana is the cause of this material manifestation, but you are the cause of that pradhana also. Therefore, you are the cause of all causes. You are and mm, Yeah, just like when Devatas are saying that without super soul, everything is dead. Without super soul, nothing exists, right? It is just dull matter, this universe. Because when it enters the material universe, then it becomes activated. We also read that in Canto 2 and Canto 3, how Garbhodika Sai Vishnu enters and give the life to universe itself. Just like when the soul leaves the body itself is dead, right? It does not have any value. Like that, this universe also does not have any value without having Vishnu's presence. And you are the essence of everything. The purport, Prabhupada writes how Supreme Lord, in his plenary portion as Paramatma, he is all pervasive and he enters into each and every anu of this universe. He enters into universe and also he enters as Paramatma into every one living entity, and also he's all pervasive in all the atoms. So by quoting the verse from Brahma Samhita, Ekopi Yasav Rachitam Jagadanda Kotim యశక్తిరస్తి జగదండ చయాయదంత అండాంతరస్థ పరమాణు చయాంతరస్థం గోవిందమాది పురుషం తమహం భజామి. So you enter the existence of every universe and also every atom by his plenary portion. For that, Supreme Lord Govinda, I worship that personality of Godhead. And Krishna also says that how his active principle of everything in this material universe, right? Is Rasoham Apsukamte. I'm the essence of the water. I'm the taste of the water. I'm the light of this heat and light of sun and moon, as well as I'm the essence of, I'm the juice of all the vegetables. I'm the intelligence of all intelligent. I'm the strength of all strong. I'm the life of all the living beings. So whatever that we see, that essence and prowess is Krishna's representation. And that's what the Devatas are praying, that you are the active principle of everything. And you enter into the material universe. Without that, this universe is just dull matter. 39th verse. And okay, until now they said the conditions. So it is very difficult to understand you, all your opulence and your transcendental nature and activities, your form. And we also cannot understand you. Conditioned souls cannot understand you. Now, who can understand you? They're telling now, only devotees can understand you, because they simply render service unto the Lord, and they don't have any material desires. They are the real friend of all the living beings, and that they are real, they does real welfare activities for all the living beings. And they derive transcendental bliss, the nectar that is emanating from your lotus feet. And uh, by serving you, they serve everyone. So only pure devotees can preach the glories of the Lord for the benefits of all the conditioned souls. But non-devotees, because of their meager knowledge and speculative habits, they cannot understand the nature of Supreme Lord. They finally said only pure devotees can understand you. And in the previous section also, they mentioned that the sannyasis who spread the glories of Supreme Lord across the world for all the conditioned beings, they can only understand you. And text 40. So now they're saying that they're glorifying how Supreme Lord he has taken different incarnations in order to protect the devotees and kill the demons. So you appeared as Vamanadev, and you are very powerful. You are the Lord of all the three worlds, Father of all the three worlds, and the strength of three worlds in Trivikrama form, and in the form of Vamana incarnation. So how he has measured with his two lotus feet the entire universe, and there is no place for the third step. So he has shown his strength in Vamana, and when he became so big, he is Trivikrama, and he showed that strength to the entire universe. And also, you appear in different forms. like Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and also the animals like Lord Boar, sometimes mixed incarnation, Lord Narsimha and Lord Haigriva, and sometimes aquatic, Lord Fish and Lord Tortoise. So he's saying Sura, Nara, Mruga, Misrita Jalachara, Akrutibihi. So different forms in Devatas, Vamana, Nara, Mruga. So we have seen all these translations here. In the purport, Prabhupada writes beautifully what is the difference between the Sakama Bhaktas and Akama Bhaktas. And Sakama Bhaktas are those who wants to enjoy the material opulence and who has desires to lord over the material nature. Those are Sakama Bhaktas. Because of the pious activities that are promoted to the heavenly planets, and they are given all the facilities to enjoy and to lord over the material nature. And whenever they have some difficulty, and because of that, they are also disturbed by demons who also want to lord it over, right? So at that time, Krishna is so kind that he comes as incarnation and he kills the demons and protects the devotees. So further, Akama devotees. So the Prabhupada is glorifying how Akama devotees is very glorious, even though they are in greatest danger. So they never disturb Krishna for the material benefits, for their own personal enjoyment, personal reasons. They will not disturb Lord Krishna because they are Akama devotees. And whatever that they are going through in their life, even though they are in distress conditions, they think that because of my past actions, I'm suffering. So this is a famous verse that Brahma prays to Krishna, Tattenu kampam susikshimano, bunjana evatma kritam vipakam. So even though Akama devotees are sometimes suffering, so-called suffering, but they continue their devotional service without any disturbance. And devotees simply offer their prayers and service more enthusiastically. In this way, they are firmly fixed in devotional service and they're completely fit to go back to Godhead. Whereas for Sakama devotees, they because of the disturbances, they immediately take shelter of Supreme Lord, but asking for the material benediction. In this case, it is a perfect example how Devatas are offering such a nice prayers, but their intention is not for pure bhakti. Their intention is to get rid of all this material suffering and and requesting Lord Krishna to appear and kill Rudrasura. That is their intention. So that's why for them they are not immediately become fit to return to home, back to Godhead. And 41st verse. Now they are saying that we are surrendered souls at your lotus feet, and please accept us as your eternal servants and devotees because of your love-filled glance and how it is pleasing smile of sympathy, and by your sweet nectarian words emanating from your beautiful face. Please free us from the anxiety that is caused by Rudrasura. Now they're putting their request, what they want, what benediction that they want. So 42nd verse. Now they are saying that we are just like the small sparks of a fire cannot possibly perform the actions of the whole fire. We are also very small entities, and you are the complete whole. So we don't, you know everything. What is the need for us to inform you, because you know everything, why we are doing these prayers, what is the need, what disturbance that we are in, and how we can get a great relief from out of it. So you please do the needful. And they are glorifying further about Supreme Lord, that nothing is known to you, everything is known, because you are Brahman, you are Parabrahman, and you are Bhagavan. So please help us. In the purport, Prabhupada writes that how Supreme Lord, absolute truth, can be understood in three phases: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. And Bhagavan realization is the highest realization. And Brahman is all-pervading. It is impersonal absolute truth. Paramatma is locally situated in everyone's heart. But Bhagavan feature is the highest realization, who is worshipped the devotees. And here Prabhupada is saying that Devatas, Sakama Bhaktas, being Sakama Bhaktas, they're asking for that material necessities and benedictions. But pure devotees, they don't need to ask the absolute truth because he's everywhere. He's all pervasive. He's within the heart and he's in Bhagavan feature. So he very well understand what is the need of his devotees, and he will choose whether to supply or whether not to give. So that's why devotees will never ask, because Krishna is there and he will do the needful. And here Prabhupada is quoting how there are 4 kinds of pious men who begin devotion service unto the Lord. Artha, Ardharthi, Jignasur, Gnani. For those who are in distress, for those who wants money, or who is inquisitive, one who is searching for absolute truth, they approach Supreme Lord. So because pure devotee know that Supreme Lord is omnipresent, omniscient, and there is no need to offer prayers for their personal benefits. And Prabhupada is clarifying for us what devotees want. Pure devotees want is always pure devotional service, and they don't ask anything that is for their personal benefit. And they know that Krishna is everywhere, so he will do the needful if it is good for him. And 43rd verse, and now they're saying that we have taken shelter at your lotus feet, and which provides the shade that relieves us from all these material disturbances. And because you know everything, please give us relief. And your lotus feet is the only shelter for a surrendered devotee, and which can subdue all the tribulations of this material world. So it is very clear how the material tribulations can be subdued is by taking the shelter of Supreme Lord. And just like when Prabhupada is giving that, when one goes to a big tree, under the shadow of a big tree, he does not have to ask, give me shade. It is automatically provided. So when we take the shelter of Supreme Lord Lotus feet, then we don't have to ask for the relief. It is automatically taken care. But even though they know the fact that it is the supreme shelter and tribulations will be subdued, but still they're asking because they want to get relief from that demon, Rudrasura. And last verse for today, 44. So please annihilate this dangerous demon, Rudrasura, who is Tvasta's son, and he swallowed all our weapons and paraphernalia. And Purport Prabhupada writes, who approach Supreme Lord. Now Devatas are approaching Supreme Lord, of course, for the Ardha and Ardha, both they come under both the category. Who are there, they are in distress, as well as they want their position and kingdom back, right? Whereas the 4 categories of people who never surrender unto Krishna. And sometimes we see that when many times also, when Sakama devotees approaches Supreme Lord, their desires will get purified, and they're not going here and there, they're directly going to Supreme Lord. So eventually they also get purified and go back to Godhead. So they have, they're in helpless situation, Devatas now, and they have tears in their eyes, praying to Lord, and so admitting that we've forgotten the pure devotional service because of all these material opportunities. Please forgive us. And that is the last verse for today. We will continue tomorrow how Supreme Lord gives instructions to Devatas and what he feels about their prayers. That is coming up. Thank you so much for joining and giving your association. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.